Hi, are you a parent? I just remembered something that I learned when I was a young parent in ECFE class with my kids. It was about the economy of the way that we interact with our kids. Okay, so here's what it is. They said that you need to give your kid 4 yeses for every no, and so that the only thing they hear, the only so that the only voice that they hear isn't just negative from you. And I remember I was like, well, that's hard because my kids don't ask me for stuff that often that I can say yes to, right? And then I realized, well, wait, no, how about when I see them behaving well, or I don't like the word behavior, but when I see them like in a state that is pleasant, I would be like, hey, great job sitting there coloring, buddy. Like, I really like your use of colors, right? And so I would intentionally create mechanisms to say yes to him, even if he didn't ask a question, or ask for something, right? And so then he had a history of, my parent likes this about me. I did this thing, and it, and so it brought multiple more positive neural pathways to their heads than people that just only sort of snap at their children. And what ended up happening though was because I had to think about it. I had to be like, okay, I need to catch them doing something good, right? And then calling it out. And then eventually I just got in the habit of speaking to them in love. My love language was looking for stuff to love about them and telling them about it. So that, so, because for me, like, I didn't have a lot of words of love put in my ears as a child. Let's say that. Um, and I'm so, because what happens is now, then I was speaking 3 or 4 times more to my children, and I had to craft stories about what they were doing, but by calling it out and pointing it, like, and I wrote them things, and I put it in their ears for them to accept and love about themselves, because they would have heard it as love from me first. And so that my voice didn't have to be the biggest bullies in my kids' head once once they're adults, and they're still hearing the nasty things that the parents said about them. And so I was just thinking about that today, and how there's a lot of stuff that I wish I could go back and do differently about my kids' childhoods. But they've heard me fall in love with them about every little thing. Um, and I feel really grateful that I've been able to give them that. And that sort of love never stops. Um, I think Billy Joel said, something, something, something. Oh, wait. No, it's not coming to mind. But, well, some things come and go, but lullabies go on and on. And if you are writing the lullabies into your children's ears, not just at bedtime, but throughout all the day, singing to them about how they are worthy of love from the parent's perspective, can you imagine? Can you imagine how much less they're going to have to unlearn? Because we're taught to hate ourselves when we're young. And what if we taught our children to love by loving them hard and to them intentionally, to teach them how to love themselves, so that they don't even know what it is to not love themselves, so that they don't know what it is to be unsafe, and then have that be called love. I don't want to do that to kids anymore. So anyway, make sure to say good stuff to your kids about your kids. You can just start today. Just come up with a little bit of original content. Be like, this, my child is performing this activity. Do a Mad Lib. My child is doing something. I am going to phrase it this way, and or make it an affirmation about them, and also gives them an opportunity to interact with me, so then we get like a positive interaction between the two of us if there's time. I feel like that's a pretty good recipe for learning how to love your kids out loud to them starting today. Would you please do that? Would you please love your kids out loud to them? Because the world isn't going to love them. So why would, like, the world isn't going to be telling them love songs about themselves. You know that. So why would you force them to be born into a hard world, to go into a hard world? Why wouldn't you make the world safer for them, with them, and put them, and then so that they can move forward from openness and security, that if they fall, they have somewhere to go, that if they fall, it won't be made fun of or diminished or somehow less than, but just a natural part of things. Here, let me help you. Oh, you made a mess. Here, I'll come there. I'll come with the supplies. Like, I don't know why we expect kids to be able to cognate the things, that the nuance of situations, the way that adults think that they do. Well, no, I do. It's because it's representation bias. Have you ever realized how small kids are compared to adults, and how scary it is when you're a little kid to be yelled at by somebody so much bigger, but the adult doesn't realize it because they're using emotion, and they're not really thinking about even the volume or the pitch that's coming out, and how like triggering it is to children. Okay, well, I'm not going to go into that, but please tell your kids you love them. Show it to them. Start singing songs to them, and then you can add stuff to it, and then you can build multiple symphonies of weaving the lyrics of their safety and existence being valued. Thank you.